Hello everybody, this is Music Interview Corner.
Hello everybody.
Today with the sounds from Sweden, from Tampere in Finland. Yeah, welcome Maja, welcome Felix.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking time for an interview with us.
Absolutely.
You managed what not many European bands manage to do. You are very successful in America. How does it feel?
Something that I haven't really been reflecting on the last couple of years, since we actually have been touring in America since 2003. So it's like 10 years ago now. And it's really all about hard work and being disciplined, I think. Obviously, you need to get a shot, as we did, to get a record deal 10 years ago. But then it all comes down to really hard work, I think.
Okay.
But it's good. I love it. I think it's great.
Sometimes I have the feeling that you play nearly half of your concerts in America.
I think you're right. But it's such a big country. I mean, it is. If you would compare it to Europe, I mean, there is 50 states and they're all different, and it takes a lot of time to tour the whole country. But we do Canada and Mexico and South America too. So yeah, the states are great though.
Cool. And was it always your goal to have a career in America? Because your first album was called Living in America, but the title-giving song Living in America was not only positive towards America, I think.
True.
Maybe not our goal. I mean, we had a goal to play everywhere, in the world, and I think we understood that if you make it in the States, if you make it there, you can probably make it. You get a bigger shot for making it anywhere else. And we got the opportunity, as Maja said, to get over there on the first album. And I think why we succeeded was also like just hard work. A lot of bands go over there and play a couple of shows, but you have to dedicate a lot of time if you want to break that country. So yeah.
Yeah, and you did that successfully.
All right, yeah, let's say that.
And also I noticed that a lot of big American artists mention in interviews that they are the Sounds fans. How does it feel for you to have artists like Quentin Tarantino among your fans?
Well, it feels amazing and very flattering, obviously. But it's usually only in situations like this, when we do interviews, when it get brought up. It's not something that we sit in the tour bus and be like, hey Felix, that guy really likes us. It's really cool, because I think what he does is I'm really impressed with his movies, for instance.
Me too.
So it's really cool to have someone that's so creative and so talented to say something good about our band. I think it's really cool. But then again, that's not why we play music,
Of course.
Regular fans, I would say, are just as important to us.
What is your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
Oh gosh, well, I think since we grew up in the 90s, I think definitely Pulp Fiction is one of those movies that you can see it so many times and it's still always really good. I don't know, he's done so many good ones. Is there anyone in particular you like?
No. I mean, that one is the best, I think.
Inglourious Basterds is pretty good too.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool story there. Let's go with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, it is a classic one, and it's a classic because of a reason. It's really, really good.
And you have kind of, in a way, experience with film soundtracks, because in 2002 you collaborated with Andreas Mattsson for Free Free Free, and it ended up in the soundtrack of Big Girls Don't Cry, a very successful German movie. And then there was this Cobra Starship video and single, Snakes on a Plane, for the movie with the same name. Could you, as a band, imagine to compose a whole film soundtrack, maybe for Tarantino?
For him, definitely.
That would be pretty cool.
I did a movie in Sweden called Mañana, which I composed the whole soundtrack for, but it wasn't like a Tarantino movie. But yeah, Tarantino movie would be nice, because he has some twisted music sometimes that doesn't really fit, which is a cool thing, I think. Let's go with that.
I would love to, but I mean, like, as you have already done music for a movie, I bet it's pretty much hard work to do that.
But it's fun. It's totally different. You already have the story. All you have to do is to make that story. You have to get the right feelings for that scene, and sometimes you don't, and sometimes you do. I guess it's hard, but it's fun.
Cool. Maybe I should send the link for this video interview to Tarantino's office or something.
Please.
And how do you like the audience here in Finland? And would you say there's a difference between the audience in Sweden, Finland, Germany, and the USA?
I love the audience here in Finland. I mean, we've been here, I think also that goes back 10 years ago, our first show in Finland. And I remember back then there might have been maybe 20 people in the audience. And a couple of years ago we were headlining one of the big festivals over here, and that was like almost 50,000 people. So
great.
that was a big difference. And I think...
They're a little bit more passionate here, I think.
Yeah.
They really show that they're fans, they're dedicated.
Yeah.
Swedish people, I'm sorry to say it, but they have to have more alcohol to show that they love you. They show up to a show later, and then might be like it's a different vibe. Here it's more, you go and see a band, you go to a show. In Sweden sometimes it's, you go to a show and then there might be like a club and they want to hear like the favorite songs and they play it on the radio.
Or it's more like, oh, they've been on TV or she's been on TV, I want to see what she looks like.
Okay,
You know?
it's not like really, I love the music.
I mean,
they
we
do,
have that
of course,
as well.
our fans do that, but it's different. It is different. It's also different when you go to Mexico. Mexico is very passionate people. They're really tense.
Cool. Yeah.
They're not like that in Sweden or I don't know, Norway or here or whatever. But they're really like passionate people here as well. I think they're a little bit better than Sweden.
Yeah.
So Sweden, you need to step it up.
You just released your new album, Weekend, and your album before you produced yourself. And what is for you the reason to say now we work with a producer or now we are our own producers?
Jesus, yeah.
I mean, I think we never wanna repeat ourselves. That's why I think every album doesn't sound exactly the same as the other one. As you said, last album we produced ourselves. This time we felt like we didn't want to have that responsibility. We were comfortable to trust another guy. I think on the last one we didn't want to have one to interfere. This one we wanted to have someone that actually could help out and get the best out of the songs.
A professional interferer.
Yeah, absolutely. You can put it like that.
We were too tired to produce this one ourselves. No, but you need sometimes you need feedback, and this guy was really, really talented, so it was great for this album.
Cool. And what would you say is the most personal song on Weekend for you?
Well, I wrote most of the lyrics on Outlaw, so that becomes kind of personal, I would say. But then again, I really do like a song called Great Day. And I like... Oh, there's a lot of good ones, man. But I would say Great Day and Outlaw.
Cool, yeah, Great Day is also my favorite on this album.
It is a good song.
I don't know, there's a lot of personal stuff in many of the songs. I don't know.
So you love the whole album.
Huh?
So the whole album is very personal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in a way, yeah, it is. I can't stick with one or two songs.
And what is the most personal thing or the most personal experience that you ever put in a song?
Ooh, well, you put in personal stuff all the time, I would say. Man, I would say Rock and Roll is one of those old songs that we've done, and that's still kind of, it's still very personal to me. I mean, at the time when I wrote those lyrics, I wanted it to sound like somebody actually was reading my diary, and I think I've said that in many interviews now. And I think it feels like that still when I sing it sometime, that I'm really opening up my heart and soul and letting it all out a little bit. So yeah, I would say Rock and Roll is definitely a very personal song.
Is it too personal, the question? Too personal? No.
No, it's not too personal, but there's so many songs you've been writing, and yeah, it depends, I guess, how you see it. Like the whole last album, that is really personal because we produced it, you know. I see it in a different way. I think that every song is personal, but some songs might be personal because you wrote lyrics to it, or you wrote the melodies, or you were producing it, or you know, it's the same thing as when you asked me, do you have a favorite song? I don't really do. I might have a favorite show that I remember because there was so many songs that was great at that time, or I don't know.
And what was your favorite show?
On this tour?
Yes.
I think it was the last show in Helsinki. We did 4 nights in a row at Tavastia.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was a good ending. But it wasn't like a finale. It was a finale for being in Helsinki, but not for the whole tour.
Cool.
It was a really great show, absolutely.
When you met each other and founded the band, you were very, very young. I think you were still in school. And do you still remember, Felix, what was the first thing you thought about Maja when you met for the first time?
Trouble.
Really?
Yeah, that's one word. Still is.
Yeah.
It was trouble. It's easy for me to see who a person is, you know. It's easy to go into your mind, see who you are. I'm not saying that, you know, that's some gift I have. I'm just saying it's easy to see who you are, to see your true colors. And I saw her sitting on the right side, and I, this girl is trouble. I like it, and this is the girl I'm gonna stick with. Yeah.
Yeah, I take it as the biggest compliment. I really, really do. Yeah.
And what was the first thing that you thought about Felix?
Well, I was just really, really happy that he asked me to be part of the band. Because at the time I've been playing in different bands before, just as Felix have. And by the time I just split up with the band I was in, and at the same time I could tell that he was into the same kind of stuff that I was. And I think we are more similar than we are different. And so in that perspective, I definitely saw, how do you say, a brother in arms, kind of. Yeah, absolutely.
Felix, in 2011, we could see you on LA Inc.
Yeah.
And how did it come to that? And did you knew that you will be a part of the show before you decided to get the new tattoo?
Well, I mean, Kat is a really good friend of mine. We've known each other for a couple of years, and if there's someone that I trust, it's her when it comes to tattooing. So they wanted me to be on the show. So it wasn't like I was on the show, like, hi, how you doing? We were really good friends. So yeah, of course I knew. She asked me, like, is it okay if we, you know, use this for the TV show? I was like, yeah, I mean, it could be fun. And she's the best tattoo artist, you know, that I've seen, especially for the art I was making. So it was a good experience.
But you would have done the tattoo anyway.
Yeah. I started to do the tattoo before the TV show. I mean, she's been doing my whole back piece, and it was only a small part that she did for that TV show.
Yes, this angel, I've seen it. Yeah.
She did the rest, the woman and all the mariachi players. So
She's a great girl, though. I mean, she's awesome.
Do you also have a tattoo from her?
No. It's so funny. Every time I meet her, that's the last thing I talk about is tattoos. Which I don't
talk about work, I guess.
No.
We never do.
But she's really sweet. She's a sweet girl, and yeah, she used to come out to shows, and we actually did something together for a fashion thing. But no, she's a sweet girl, and she's awesome, and it's like we usually don't talk about work.
I found a story about you on the internet. The internet told me that you were, when you were very young, a big fan of the song "My Secret Garden" from Depeche Mode.
Oh, yeah.
And you were so young that you didn't speak English at this time, and then your brother translated the lyrics for you, and then you refused to listen to his translation because you didn't like it. So this is true.
Yeah, it is very true, and I think that goes with a lot of the songs when you grew up not having English as your first language, but it also means that music has that impact on you. It really does make you feel, and you can love a song without even having a clue about what they're singing about. Yeah. So at the time, definitely, I heard the song and I fell in love with it, and I was like, Simon, please translate. I was like, no, that's not what it's about. I had my own story.
And what was your own story?
Oh, I was like 7. I have no idea, but it was probably not. Then again, when you translate it directly, it doesn't necessarily sound as poetic as it would in their native tongue, I guess. But I don't know. It didn't sound as cool as I had in my own imagination.
And maybe more violent than you thought.
At the same time, I was 7. I don't know. It wasn't too violent, I guess, but it was definitely not about I totally get it that a secret garden is not literally a garden with flowers and trees and stuff in it. It's something totally different. But for a 7-year-old, I just saw the back garden of our house, and I was like, that's not a cool song. Why would you sing about that? So, yeah, it didn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And what was the funniest moment on this tour for you?
Funniest moment on this tour?
Or the craziest moment?
The craziest moment, maybe we can't share. But every tour has its own, how to say, hoax. No, not hoax.
Like a vibe, or?
Like a joke, prank. Exactly. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
We did a prank. We can't tell you that, but it was one of the best pranks, in a long time.
Can you tell what the prank was?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay.
We would get in trouble then.
Okay, but you had a lot of fun in this moment.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It was nothing like bad stuff, but it was just. We have a great support act, Victor and the Blood, and we really hang out and we have a good time together. Sometimes we just prank, maybe not each other or someone else that's outside of this family, but it was, you know what it is when I tell you.
Yeah,
That's how
probably, but right now my mind is...
But I don't know what else to say.
I have a lot of pictures in my head.
Me
Oh,
too,
it's
actually.
nothing. It's nothing like that, like nothing dirty or stuff like that. It's just,
But I guess that goes... If you have a great opening act or if you have any great tour setup, I think it's really fun to be able to do that. And Victor and the Blood are definitely that kind of band that you have a great time on tour and off stage and on stage and everything. So they're a perfect band to...
Yeah, it's good to hang out with them. We're gonna prank them on the last show. That's what you always do.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like
tradition?
it's a kind of tradition, yeah.
For
When
every
you're on
band.
tour.
Okay.
But we don't know what to do yet.
If you have any ideas, come up with it.
Yeah. I will, when the camera
Exactly.
is out, I will tell you some really heavy stuff.
Good.
Thank you both so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Really our pleasure. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome, and goodbye from the Music Interview Corner. Goodbye.
The Music Interview Corner.
Oh, thank you.
Tschüss.
Oh, cool, you speak German?
Nur ein bisschen.
Why?
Ich habe Deutsch gestudying in 7th to 9th grade. I did study German. And I had a German teacher called Ingrid Hartig aus Hamburg.
Oh, viele Grüße.
Ciao. Vielen Dank, Ingrid Hartig.
Entschuldigung.